All right, so we are going. So just want to confirm that it's okay that I'm recording you.
Yeah, no problem at all.
Perfect. Okay, yeah. So yeah, go for it. Where would you like to start? Do you want to start with your home country and then talk about your travels?
Sure. So it's very different here compared to like around the world. In lots of respects, I feel that, there's a certain vibe to South Africa. The people are very, they've got this wonderful vibe to them. They've got this great excitement, a wonderful sense of humor. And it's kind of like a party country. Everyone just wants to party and have fun, which is absolutely amazing. Um, but then at the same time, like on the other side of the spectrum, you've got, you know, a lot of rude people here, and people who aren't really willing to like help you all that much. So I notice when I travel, especially to the United States, there's an efficiency. There's such an advancement when it comes to technology, when it comes to just the way of doing things on a daily basis. So, um, for example, if you're at a checkout in a grocery store and you can like check out yourself, and
Hmm.
like ring things up and pay on your own and not having like someone do that for you, that would never ever work here because there's a level of like trust you get in the United States and also around the world that you don't get here. You can't trust people to like check out on their own and not steal stuff. So people are constantly being watched and constantly being observed. So that's very interesting for me. I mean, when I travel, my dad and I like we get excited about the smallest things because as I said, it's just some places are so efficient compared to here, but you won't see certain things as efficient. And I've also noticed the variety of products and the variety of things in general, the food, like everywhere in the United States, in Australia, in the United Kingdom. There's such a large variety. So if we go to a place like Publix in Florida, we love Publix because there's just so much and it's so exciting. And yeah. So like even if we go to Target, I mean Target is our favorite thing to do in the States because there's just so much, and at such good prices too. Whereas here, you've got very small variety, nothing's exciting. And I don't know if that's just because like I'm used to the stuff and maybe if you were to travel here it would be different for you. But nothing excites us here. Whereas like in the States or just anywhere else in the world really, there's just so much to choose from. We were in Dubai about like 2 weeks ago and we went to Waitrose, which is like a UK grocery store. And there was so much, and we just like spent like 3 or 4 hours in this grocery store, and we were just like amazed by what you can buy. Um, it's not like we have nothing here to buy. I mean, you can get groceries and stuff, but even the clothes variety, like here, you don't get as many like stores as you do in the United States. Like there's a lot of things you get in the US that you don't get here, so that's pretty fascinating.
Wow. I just wanna
Yeah.
quickly, yeah, just quickly like touch on a few things, like at least coming from my experience, like you know, I would say that like some people, I know that like when I traveled to Europe a while ago, I remember there being less variety, like in the grocery stores, like you were talking about, and I remember thinking, oh my gosh, like we don't need so much in our grocery stores. Like, why are our grocery stores so big when, like, people really only choose this or that? Like, why is that
Yeah.
variety needed? You know? So,
Yeah, I completely get what you're saying. I mean, I find it interesting. We'll even like joke about it from time to time, my family and I, because we'll say, you don't just get cherry Coke and you don't just get like vanilla Coke, you'll get like cherry vanilla Coke, and then it will have
yeah.
like a diet version too. And you're just like, this is insane. Like, it blows my mind. But you're right. Like, I have noticed that you'll get like goldfish in like a million different flavors and you'll have like a whole aisle just for Oreos. It's ridiculous.
Well,
But
I,
don't
I
you think
think
that like especially when it comes to snacks and that variety, that is what's contributing to the obesity in the United States?
absolutely. Well, yeah, that's a good point, right? Like in South Africa, is there that variety of snacks? Is that like what do people snack on in South Africa?
Well, I mean, we've got good chocolate and like we obviously have like chips to snack on and things like that, but nothing close to what you'll find in the United States. So that just blows my mind. But it's even with fast food too. So we'll
Mm.
get your standard fast food places like McDonald's and KFC and Burger King. But I noticed in the United States, you want fried chicken, there's like 10 places to go to for fried chicken. So I also think that's like a huge contribution to like why there's that stigma that all Americans are like overweight and so unhealthy.
Mm. So,
Yeah.
where else have you been, like outside of Dubai and the United States in terms of your travels? And like, what do you like? Have you been to Europe? Have you been to, China or India? And what are your thoughts of those places, if you have been?
So I've actually traveled quite a lot. Considering I'm 23, I like to think it's quite a lot. So I've been to
Wow.
Vietnam and Hong Kong and Israel. Um, and sorry, could you just give me 1 second?
Yeah, totally.
Um, so yeah, Israel. I've been to the Maldives, Australia, Vanuatu, New Caledonia, Fiji. As I said,
Oh
around the
my.
United States. Been to France, Spain, the UK, the Netherlands.
Unbelievable. Okay, so
Yeah.
the thing that people are going to say when they listen to this is, okay, are you must be rich and and also like how do you get all of this free time? So like what is your response to that?
So I won't say I'm rich, but considering like the poverty in South Africa, we're pretty middle class. We're a very, very middle class family. We just save a lot of money. We're very big into saving. We are careful with what we spend on. It's not that we're incredibly frugal, by no means, but like for example, I won't buy any clothes at like retail price. I'll have to like make sure it's discounted. Um, but just when it comes to traveling, we make sure we get like the greatest deals possible for hotels and flights and everything. And it's always like over Decembers and stuff that we'll travel the most, but we'll travel like throughout the year too. Um, yeah, so it's not that we're rich at all. It's just that we careful with where we spend our money.
Do you have a lot of time off in South Africa? One of the big things in the US that's been talked about is, there's there's like barely any maternity leave, no paternity leave, I don't think. And the like we only get 2 weeks off a year. Is that similar in South Africa from your situation?
It really depends. I feel if you obviously own your own business, um, it's a lot easier, but not necessarily. My father owns his own company, and unfortunately, with him, he barely ever gets time off because if he's not around, he can't exactly delegate work to other people. So he'll get about like maybe 3 weeks off at the end of the year. Whereas with me, because I'm currently not working, um, throughout school and throughout university, you get a lot of time off, you get a lot of holidays. And our year runs from like our academic year runs from like February to November. So you'll get like maybe 3 months of vacation or, just like it is in the United States. But then you also have your little like holiday time during the year. So yeah, there is quite a lot of time off to travel.
Wow, that's something that
Yeah.
Americans like don't have. There's so much poverty, and people just aren't able to save, and flights overseas are expensive. Um, so that's something in America. It seems like we're pretty. It feels as though we're pretty isolated compared to someone like you or Europeans. Like who are able to
Yeah.
take advantage of the beauty of the world, and you know what I mean.
And that's the thing, like my father's always said to me, he said, it seems like Americans travel a lot within the country, but are very like little traveled like outside. And I'm not going to like generalize by any means, but there seems to be somewhat of an ignorance For example, if someone sees me on Omegle and they say to me, "Where you from?" and I say South Africa, they'll be like, "But you're white." And I just find it like funny because it's, it's such a stereotype to say like all people from South Africa are black. So it's very interesting to see. And also the fact that I've noticed a lot of Americans think Africa is a country.
Yeah, that's sad. That's
Blows my
sad.
mind. And a lot of Americans can't even locate their own country on a map. So I'm not saying that Americans aren't educated. It's just I've noticed that from where I've traveled to, especially Hong Kong, like when I was in Hong Kong, everyone just seems very well educated. I won't get started with Australia because that's like a different story. Yeah, but there does seem to be a lot more education in Europe and their knowledge of around the world. Yeah, it really depends. I mean, I can't really speak for the whole country in the sense that we've got a very, very like low education rate. Like, not a lot of people have that ability to be educated because of poverty, and you don't really get far with your studies. But the people who do study here, they have a good like sense of the rest of the world, kind of thing.
I'd love to, since you touched on it, and it's such a relevant topic these days, is racism.
Yes.
South Africa, especially, the that is it's a major like ground zero for the diaspora, right? And so,
Yeah.
so, what do you believe is like the current state of racism and race relations in South Africa? And
I love answering this question actually because it's something that's like something I feel very strongly about, and something that I live with on a daily basis that gets me so angry to a point where like I am moving to the United States this year. I'm going to be moving to Hawaii to continue my studies.
oh my gosh, you are so smart.
Here it's very tough to live. I'll be honest, if you're a white person, especially a white female, it's incredibly, incredibly tough to live here, in the sense that you constantly feel like you've got a target on your back. No matter where you go, you can't go walking in the streets as a white woman in South Africa, and you can't, do the things that other people would be able to do no matter where they are in the world. And that's what I love about traveling, is that it's so freeing in a way. You can walk in the streets and not feel like someone's about to like kill you or rob you. But here it's tough because there's a lot of that racism against whites. So you have it with the white farm murders, and you have it like all around, and you are constantly targeted because you are white. That's just how it is. You can walk into a store, and all the workers will be black. It's very rare for like someone working in a store to be white or mixed. So yeah, especially where I'm from, all the workers, like all the staff around are black. So if you walk into a store and they look you up and down, that's just what you have to get used to, They will, if they see you have nice things or if you dress nicely, they'll give you death stares because of just how you're dressed and the fact that you are a white person who's dressing nicely, or a white person eating at a fancy restaurant. It's just something you get so used to, unfortunately.
Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting. So,
Yeah.
in your country, what percentage of the population is white?
I would say a much smaller percentage than black. I think it was like, I can't remember the exact statistics, but there is a very, very like a much smaller population of white people for sure.
Do you think that that white people in South Africa are economically better off than black people in South Africa, or is that
No,
not the case?
I wouldn't say that at all. Because you do get your squatter camps, and you get your white squatter camps and your black squatter camps, and especially in these times, white people are really struggling financially. And you've got your, I wouldn't ever say like that your wealth is, categorized by your color. Like it's never like that. You obviously get your extremely poor
Right.
black families and your extremely wealthy black families. So it all depends.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, I do have to cut this short. I'm so sorry to do that. But I do have to get going. But I hope that I could like answer some of your questions.
Yeah, that was great. That was great. I was so interested in learning more about you and what you're studying, and also your idea of like corruption and stuff, like in the grocery store and stuff. That stuff was really interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much for taking time.
It's a pleasure, and I'm definitely going to watch your videos. Like, thank you so much.
Yeah, yeah. Make sure to subscribe. I'm gonna pop the video on in a few minutes. So you'll.
Awesome. It was so
What
nice to meet you.
what name should I put for the video? What would you like to go by?
You can just put Tammy.
Tammy. Okay, great. With a
Yeah,
Y or an EI or IE?
it's with the Y.
With a
Yeah,
Y.
yeah.
Okay, all right, Tammy.
You can put my surname too if you want. Yeah.
Cool. Hey, thanks so much for taking time.
Thank you.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Tammy Gluch. Tammy. Very interesting.